So I do a lot of different jobs at my shop. I painted this truck and put it together about 6 years ago. It's looking really good still. Did a few different mods on it. One of the mods that I am quite common to do is the fuel injections they got now and LS swaps. But when you do that, you need a high pressure pump. Your old pump's just not going to keep up with it. So what we've got to save a lot of time and a lot of trouble is this piece right here. Normally I've got to modify the tanks, I've got to put a sump in it, all kinds of stuff, but forget about that, all that. This right here is a one-stop deal. It's got our pump in it. You got two different pumps to choose from. You've got 255 liters per minute. That'll take all the way up to 500 horsepower. If you have more than that, we've got a 350 liters per minute. That'll go all the way up to 750 horsepower. So you've got your pump right here. There is a special, what they call hydromat sock that we're going to put on that. This is why we don't need a sump. This is specifically made to like really soak up a lot of gas and keep it all right there, because when you're going around corners and things, your gas is shifting over and it may not be fully engulfed in this, but that's what this sock is going to do. So we don't have to worry about modifying our tank or putting in a sump. So that's nice. This has a sending unit right on it. So here's your pump. Here's a regulator, so I don't have to put an external regulator on the pump either, or on the injection system. I also don't have to do a return line, which is another 10 feet of fuel that I have to route out and hope doesn't leak, etc. So this is just a really nice piece, everything in one shop. This is going to work for your square body trucks. You might recognize this gas tank for your square body trucks. So it's pretty easy to install, but I'm going to give you a little bit of help with that. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to get a few little things here set up, and I'll be right back and show you how easy this guy is to go in. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my hydromat on. Now I want you to notice this little protrusion right here, this large hole right here. That's where the gasoline gets sucked in. And what we need to make sure is that that protrusion right there and this little hole line up together and the big hole line up together. So all I got to do is put it on right like that and really press it on, make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, got it on nice and neat. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and install it into the tank here. And we're going to just slip it in like that. Now you'll notice at this point we're not able to get our sending unit in there at the same time. So what we'll do is unscrew this from its plate. And one of the things you want to keep in mind when you're doing this is that on this top screw, there's a little ground attached to it. So when you put it back together, make sure that you get that on there and make sure that you don't lose the little lock washers that are on this also. So give me 2 shakes here and I'll get this set up. Okay, so right like that. Now I can take my sending unit float, stick it into the tank, and then I can go ahead and screw my screws back in. Okay. All right, so that's all set. So now when this installs, I want you to notice there's a slot right here and there's a slot right here. Right here there's a protrusion, right here there's a protrusion. So when you put that in, you know it's in the right spot. Now a couple of things I want you to notice. Here's your sending unit down here, your float, and here's your hydromat right here, right on the bottom of the tank where your gas is going to be. So now we can go ahead and lock that up. How we're going to lock that up is we've got this rubber right here and our lock that's going on top. So it's pretty common that I forget to put these on, but it's no big deal if you do, because you can just slip it around like this and Put that on. Make sure it's really in the groove that is meant for it here. If it gets off to the side, it makes everything more difficult for you. You might get gas leaks, that kind of thing. And now we're ready to put this on. You'll notice protrusions sticking up. Those are going to go up. And then this we can just slide on like this also. And then you'll notice that it's got these slots right here. Those slots will go right into these, right like that. And you'll just get it started with your hand like that. And then you'll need a screwdriver and a light hammer. And then we're just going to hammer this down. Now we want to be nice and gentle with it. And I like to hit all 3 prongs that are sticking up, and you're just going to go ahead and keep working this over until it locks on each one of these 3 here. Use a screwdriver that has a blunt end on it. I don't want to gouge into anything. And we're going to make sure that this ring is staying centered and not walking off or anything unusual. So this right here, this is going to be where your gas is going to be coming out. And this right here is an air vent. So what I'll generally do on this is I'll just put a short hose on that and put another filter on there just to keep bugs out and such. Now you got this really nice pigtail that is attached right here, and that is simply going to attach to this right here. Then we've got wire sticking out right here, and you have instructions that come with the kit, of course, and they'll tell you that the gray is going to be going to your fuel pump relay. Whenever you have pumps like this, you always want to install a relay. I've got some videos for you on that, I'm sure. And then you've got a black that's going to be going to the ground of the battery. You've got black and white that's going to be going to the chassis. And then you've got the purple that's going to your gauge on your dash. Now, if you don't remember all that, again, no big deal. We've got it right here in the instructions for you. So you can see it installs nice and easy. Taking the gas tank out of the little bit dirty job, but it's not that big of a deal. And it installs no time at all. Your electrical is no big deal, and this is going to be the nicest, cleanest, easiest way for you to get the amount of fuel you're going to need for your fuel injection or your LS engines. So now that I got this all set up for you, it seems like I ought to stick fuel injection in something maybe. So we'll see, maybe I can find an injection system for this and give you a video on that. But I tell you what, you got to subscribe if I'm going to do that. You've been sitting watching all the videos, you haven't subscribed yet, you gotta subscribe. You subscribe, I'll stick fuel injection in this. You make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram too. So we'll see you next Tuesday, man.